out on the water today. It's a snapper fish today, I guess, but we'll take whatever comes. It'll be interesting to see if we get any more species. Where we're fishing today is just north of Auckland. It's generally snapper grounds. Wind's a bit more up than expected, but we're in the little boat, inshore, Auckland City, well, just north of Auckland City, fishing. So this is a lures only trip. We've got no bait on the boat. I'm going to start with soft baiting. It's a technique I love to fish with and get good results in this area we're in. And I think I'm going to go with the old motor oil. We've got a jerk shad from Z-Man. These things do the damage. So let's get a motor oil on, get fishing. First cast is always full of anticipation, so let's let that soft bait sink down. We're in 20 meters, so not hugely deep. As I said, that wind's really up a bit compared to what I expected, so there's a bit more chop, a bit more wind, but we've got wind on tide here, so we're not actually drifting that fast. But get these soft baits working, see what we can find. Nothing on the sounder yet. Oh, that is first cast, and oh, and again, so first cast is looking pretty positive out here. Haven't even got to the bottom yet. There's the bottom there. Oh, another tap. Oh, okay. So we've got a lot of fish in the region. I'm fishing ugly at the minute because I keep getting taps, so I'm not working it well at all. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That is definitely going to be a tamare or a snapper, which is a type of bream, really common here in New Zealand. If you're watching from outside of New Zealand, incredibly common fish in our waters, the most commonly caught, especially up here in the North Island. I think it's a snapper actually. It's playing a bit different to what they do. They have big head bubbles. Could be an okay fish actually, this one. Yeah, tamare snapper. Oh, how's that for first cast fishing close to the biggest city in New Zealand? Wow. All right, let's get this guy in the boat. He's well hooked, so I'm just going to grab the leader and get him in. Look at that. So we are fishing. Calm down, it's all right, mate. We're fishing in an inflatable boat, and everything's inflatable. Floor, pontoons, so you've got to be quite careful with these snapper because they are very, very sharp fish. So I'm struggling to pick them up. Not because I don't want to get spiked, it's because I don't want to drop them on the boat and pop it. So we've got to be careful with that. But I've wet my hands so I can pick them up. Look at that. Beautiful tamare, and that's a legal fish, so you got to be 30 centimeters. But he's going back to Tangaroa, God of the Sea, as our thanks, and we're hoping for abundance fishing today. Oh, what a fish. So we're in 20 meters of water, so he should go home happily. Oh, no, he won't. Come on, buddy. Oh, we'll bring him back. He's not looking so happy. Is he gonna go? Is he gonna go? Come on, they get some barotrauma, so. Okay. In that case, the state he's in this depth, they normally go back fine. The state he's in, I'm gonna keep him. He's gonna be sashimi tonight. Woo, what a start. Okay, we'll get that soft bait reset. It's not actually set very well, is it? That's all right, it'll swim okay. So, all action out here today. I mean, far out. That was first cast. It was getting hit not even halfway down the water column. So, getting first hits in about 10 meters of water. Incredible. Second cast, second fish on the line, far out. This is some good fishing today. Oh, got to keep that weight on, don't want to lose him. I don't think this is a very big fish. Oh, it's got a little bit of weight to it. It's 8:15 in the morning. There was meant to be a good bite this morning. Oh, coming around here. Up till 8 o'clock, so we're just outside that window, and that is another tamure, so snapper again. So just lift him in again. Oh, get that bail arm across. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's not a legal fish. He's going straight back. Straight back down to the bottom, powered off. Damn, this is good fishing. The soft baiting is all about just cast, retrieve, swimming that fish back to you, making it look desirable to a fish, getting a fish to eat that thing. So a lot of casting. I'm using a Penn slammer. I think it's 3,500. An Garcia Veritas. I love this combo. Love it for soft baiting. It's really just, it feels solid, and it's good on a little boat like this because you get a bit of splash and stuff. So this reel is sealed, so it keeps that salt water out. Look at that. You always know when you've, I was getting a lot of hits on that drop, and you always know when you've had hits because your bait gets all tangled up, your softy. So you've always got to make sure that you're resetting it. If it's gone through and hooked itself up on the hook, you've just got to reset that thing because no fish is going to take it when it looks all mangled. It's really interesting for this fishing conditions because we've got the wind coming behind my back. So I'm casting into that because we are drifting that way, but we've got a massive tide running in, and the tide's running through this channel that way. So my soft bait keeps swinging sort of around, so I'm trying to find the right angle to fish it on without it swinging around out the back of the boat. It's just got to work the angles to get this thing sitting right in the water. But I mean, it's working so far, but it doesn't feel that good, these fishing conditions. So I've just got to play the conditions, get used to what's happening today. Oh, and dropped it, but that's fish on. Oh, have I got it? So that's why, like, this is not a nice technique that I'm fishing with, because, yes, there we go, got him on this time. I'm not fishing with a good technique because I'm just not used to where this soft bait's going yet, because we've only been here a few minutes. Wow, this feels like a much better fish. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, wow. Fish on. Wow. Okay, another fish on. This is definitely not a big fish. So what I want to do with these fish is just not rip them up. Come around this side. Not rip them up too fast and give them that barotrauma issue. So I'll just bring them up slowly. It's a tamare again. It's actually not a small fish at all, but he's putting up pretty much no fight. It's not, I mean, it's not a big fish, but so he's got a little bit of go in him, but oh, this fishing is red hot. That's 4 casts. So he hooked well? Yeah, he's hooked really well. 4 casts, 3 fish. Oh. Now he's suddenly realized that something's not right. The whole way up I thought that was a tiny fish. Turns out it's quite a reasonable fish. I think actually that's perfect for us for dinner. So we're not after a lot of fish today, but that's a really good eater. Not too big. Anything up to about that 45 centimeters. This one's not as big as that. It's the high 30s probably, but perfect for us for dinner. So he's going in the bin. Go again, get another cast out. Now, I'm pretty new to this fishing game. do a bit of rock fishing. You'll see that on this channel as well. We've just got this boat, so we've just started boat fishing. This is for real inshore missions, as you can tell, pretty small boat. So we're not going to be doing big missions way out to sea, but this is the hottest fishing I've ever experienced so far. I mean, this is just on fire. As I said, they're not big fish, but man alive, they're biting hard, they're super active. This is very fun, and those are perfect eating size. You know, that last fish was about 36 or 37 centimeters. 30 centimeters has got to be legal in this region, but that fish is going to be perfect for the dinner table tonight. But really, we've only been here about 10 minutes and we've already got what we came for. We might take one more for tomorrow night's dinner, but apart from that, we're just here for fun now. This is red hot fishing. For today's mission, I've got slow pitch jigs or slow jigs, I've got micro jigs on board, I've got a bunch of soft baits. As it stands, this is going to be a soft bait mission because it's going off. Why bother? Why change what works? You know, this is working solidly today. Motor oil from Z-Man, it's doing the business. If it's doing the damage, then stick with it, I say. So that's what I'm fishing for now. No changes needed. Alright, we just reset our drift. While this is the best fishing I've ever had, it's not the best weather. I've been swimming, it's pretty warm, so I'm not complaining too much, but it is not the nicest day out here in this tiny boat. So, but it's still super stable. This is a catamaran, so I can fully stand up in these bad conditions, so that's alright. But I don't think we're going to be out here for hours, but I'm glad the fishing's so hot because we don't need to be out here for hours when it's this good. I love that about fishing this way. I mean, when it's hot, it's hot. You don't have to go for long, you just have a bloody good time. I'm not complaining, it's still just bliss to be out here on the water fishing. I mean, any minute you get to spend fishing is perfect in my book. So let's get these soft baits back in the water. Need one more for the bin. This area we're drifting over now, there's just a little bit of a hole here. We've had a good bit of success here in the past, so let's see what happens. It's gone pretty quiet. Like, it's very quickly gone from all that action to cast after cast with nothing. Hardly getting any little taps, can't hook up, so it'll be interesting to see how this day pans out. Hooked up again. That's the first time in a... Oh, this feels pretty good too. Oh, keep that weight on. This is the first hookup in quite a few casts actually. It's been pretty slow going. I just want to keep that weight on, and I'll just, now that I've really got the fish hooked up really well, I'll just ease it up. I'm not sure if it's that big actually, but nice bend in the rod there. There we go. Snap again. Oh, that is another great pan-sized snapper. That is right. Whoa. This guy is gonna come home with us. So, oh man, it was not too feisty. And all of a sudden, he's very feisty. So that guy's coming home with us. That looks like a male fish actually. He's got some milt coming out of him. So it's spawning season at the moment, so these fish are often packed with roe, packed with milt. Milt is the male gonad basically. Epic eating if you've not eaten it. We'll do some eating of that on the channel at some point, probably not this video, but look at that Z-Man motor oil. That has caught, I don't know how many fish. I've been using this bait, not just today, on many trips. So that has caught 40 fish. Look at it, still perfect. Swims nicely. It's got a few extra holes in it, gets tangled up a bit, but epic bait. And look at that, beautiful table-sized fish. I think that for me is the perfect panny. That 35, 37 centimeter fish. I think you get a lot of people calling a panny a 50 centimeter fish, and I don't know how big your pan is, but that's too big for me. This is the perfect eating fillet, but just take what you need. Don't go crazy. Look at that. Far out. This is a very good day of fishing. Love that fish. That's beautiful. So I've ickied the fish, always icky jimmy the fish. That Japanese style just kills them very quickly, keeps the fresh fish looking good, and then straight onto salt ice. So always salt ice. Keep those fish covered in salt ice, best eating condition. You got to look after your fish, so salt ice is an absolute must when you're out there catching food to eat. I mean, you don't want to go destroying the fish by sticking it in a bin with the sun beating down on it. Look after it, enjoy it, and man, these are going to be epic eating. As this tide gets closer to high, we're an hour from high tide now, this whole current wind situation's calming down a bit. It's getting much easier to fish now, so the current's not really affecting my jig like it was before, so I can fish traditionally like you would. We're getting drifting this way, the wind's at my back, casting with that wind and drifting up over my soft bait, just letting it sink down at the moment and then just working it back to the boat as we drift up over it. So getting a lot easier and simple, more traditional in its fishing style at the moment, although fishing's gone off a bit, so you know, sometimes unconventional works. There we go. Hooked up again. It's definitely another tamare. Got those really distinctive head bubbles, but I think this is a very small fish because it basically feels like there's nothing there, to the point where I keep thinking it's fallen off. This must be a tiny, tiny little fish. Sort of waking up there, but no, this is a very small little snapper. There we go. Okay, small little tamare. We'll get him back in the ocean. Oh, took a while to get going there. I thought he was going to not want to go. I was just checking in its mouth to see if there was any barotrauma going on, because he had a little bit when he came up. But he suddenly just came alive and off he went. So good to see him back where he belongs. All right, a few more casts. This weather is not great today. This rocking and this, we're getting sort of white caps all around us. The wind was meant to drop, but the wind is not dropping at all. So we might just do a few more casts. Just keep it a short trip, but man, it's been a fun trip. So let's see if we can get a couple more on board. Just hooked up again. It's got to be one of the absolute smallest fish you could ever imagine catching out here. Actually, it's the smallest fish I've ever caught here. We're coming up now to the high tide, and my plan with this trip was to fish pretty much into that high tide coming. Look at that. That's definitely not a keeper. Off he goes. So it has got so slow. The last half hour, we've only been fishing for about 2 hours, but the last half hour, that's it, that one tiny fish. So I might take the silly headgear off, and I think we will call that one a day, because it has just got so slow in the last half hour, and so now we'll have to wait for that tide to turn and that current to start pushing again. And so we've got the fish we need, we've got the fish we came for. Nothing huge today, but what a day of fishing. I love being out here so close to Tāmaki Makaurau Auckland and just catching a dinner. We're going to have sashimi for lunch, I think. Fish for dinner tomorrow. Smoke some heads up, eat that milt I spoke of, smoke some roe if there's any in there. Damn, this is a really good day fishing. I love soft baiting. Same soft bait all day, so that one motor oil's done the damage all day. What a cool day of fishing. Thank you for watching the video.